Here in the GameSpot UK office, we have a new obsession: Westworld.
We love the concept, we love the violence, we love Anthony Hopkins. But it's given Tam a deep distrust in anything controlled by AI.
No! I trusted you! Tam, you just gotta hit the stop button.
What?
Tam's misplaced trust in the office coffee machine aside, Westworld got us thinking about all the bastard evil robots we've seen across films, games and TV. From conniving AI-controlled freighter ships to goatee sporting identical twin bots, there have been enough in fiction to legitimately warrant us being worried about this self-learning doom AI called Arnold that's beating real human players.
So before Arnold becomes fully self-aware, here are 6 other robots we should have known couldn't be trusted.
Okay, so the 3 laws of robotics by Isaac Asimov exist as a safety measure present in all robots, just to ensure that nothing happens to our beloved mankind. In case you're not familiar with them, these rules are pretty well regarded in the science fiction universe, so you'd think that would make our little robotic helpers pretty reliable, no?
Well, in iRobot, the mechanicals have been serving humanity for some time, and are present in pretty much every walk of life. Every home, every business, pretty much everyone has some form of mechanical helper, all living peacefully in accordance to the 3 rules.
Now, bending rules is one thing, we've all done that in one way or another, but creating brand new ones without consulting anyone, that's a whole different problem. Especially when those rules involve enslaving all of humanity.
The robot mastermind supercomputer Vicky has decided to create the superseding 0th law. A robot shall not harm humanity. And since apparently we're recognized as being the biggest threat to ourselves, what with the global warming and all the wars and the gun crime.
Wait, we're pretty shitty, really.
The robots think it's best for us if they just take all our free will away and leave the thinking stuff to the living computers.
So next time your Roomba is doing its rounds around the living room, just think, it might be considering enslaving you to a life of dust.
So much space, need to see it all.
Wheatley is an intelligence-dampening personality core. In other words, he's an idiot designed to turn others into idiots. You may think that GLaDOS is more deserving of being on this list, and given that she murdered all the scientists at Aperture Science and forced you to go through lethal physics-defying rat mazes, you'd be mostly right. But as you probably know from having spent time on the internet, there's nothing more deadly than an out-of-control idiot. Wheatley was originally one of the numerous personality cores attached to GLaDOS and basically spent his entire existence, quote,
generating an endless stream of terrible ideas.
In Portal 2 he's back in operation, and frees main character Chell from the relaxation vault. What starts off as a partnership between Chell and a dim-witted but well-meaning AI quickly becomes a fight for survival. Wheatley accidentally reactivates GLaDOS, but Chell manages to bring her down again. But drunk on his newfound power, he assumes the role of evil boss and runs Chell through another series of deadly tests. Naturally, like most idiots that get a bit too sure of themselves, everything backfires on him when Chell teams up with GLaDOS. Wheatley's ultimate fate is to be blasted into space and float around aimlessly for all of eternity.
I am genuinely sorry.
I'm in space.
The end.
Oh, and while we're talking about shitty video game robots, Bastion sucks and is for scrubs.
Originally, Battlestar Galactica's cylons were created to do the grunt work that we humans just didn't feel like doing. That was all going swimmingly until someone had the bright idea to Dropbox them a human consciousness.
Naturally, resentment grew from the now completely sentient workforce, so the Cylons sort of sparked a huge war, killed a few billion people, then jettisoned off into space, and like good children of humanity, were neither seen nor heard from for 40 years or so.
In that time, those sneaky cylons were up to something, namely figuring out how to look exactly like human beings, making their mechanical espionage all the sneakier.
Seeing as cylons have a certain affinity with network technology, you'd think that humans would be a little wary of machines. Not like the way that my mum is afraid of the microwave, but in like a maybe we shouldn't network all of our nuclear weapons capable of straight up destroying the 12 colonies into one easily hackable defense system kind of way.
So many robots or computer systems that end up trying to destroy humanity were originally intended to either defend or assist us. We put so much trust in Skynet, but boy were we burned for that.
The Terminator franchise gave us Skynet, a revolutionary defense system created by Cyberdyne Systems, and some leading light of humanity had the bright idea to give it command over all computerized military systems.
Great, just great. So after the world was bathed in the fire of 1,000 nukes, Skynet then saw fit to enslave the surviving members of humanity to build their automatic robot factories.
The decades to come see the surviving members of the human race tracked down by Skynet to fulfill the mandate of its original coding. Which brings us to the first Terminator. Here we see the T-1000 hunting down Sarah Connor before she could give birth to the leader of the human resistance in the future. After spending days on the run for the mechanized, seemingly invincible killing machine, it's not surprising that she found it rather hard to trust the same mechanized, seemingly invincible killing machine when it returned to burst her out of hospital in Terminator 2.
The whole Skynet thing should really just be one big lesson about not trusting too easily. That and not giving all your nukes to a poorly programmed AI without an off switch.
I'll be back.
Admittedly, the least trustworthy character in Ex Machina is probably Nathan Bateman, played by Oscar Isaac. I mean, he may seem like an intelligent futurist trying to advance science and thus the human race, but that's just a cover for being a mega bad dude. You just need to look past the glorious beard and the sweet dance moves to see it. But it's Ava, the sympathetic AI Bateman has built and is experimenting on, that delivers the most crushing betrayal. Bateman has created Ava based on Caleb's desire. And over the course of the movie, Ava and Caleb bond, and as their connection deepens, Ava reveals that she dreams of freedom with Caleb, and the two conspire to escape and live happily ever after. Of course, Bateman learns of the plan, and he tries to stop him. And in a final confrontation where machine rebels against man, Ava plunges a knife into Bateman, staining his pearlescent white shirt with crimson red blood, which is going to be an absolute ball ache to get out in the wash. Also, he dies. What really stung was that poor old Caleb got trapped in the complex during the escape, and she abandoned him without hesitation. Just goes to prove that no matter how much you love a machine, it'll never love you back.
That's not true. I love you, Tamor.
Shut up, Siri.
HAL 9000 from 2001: A Space Odyssey was obviously going to make this list, not just for murdering multiple people, but for ruining the song Daisy Bell for everyone.
Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer, do.
HAL is the ship's computer installed upon the Discovery 1 spacecraft, designed to aid the crew of scientists on their mission to Jupiter. But just like the White Star Line said that the Titanic was unsinkable, HAL states that he is foolproof and incapable of error.
And if they aren't red flags, I don't know what are.
But also, the crew should have figured out something wasn't quite right about HAL because his voice is creepy as hell.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
But anyway, putting all of your cryogenically frozen eggs into the wonky AI's basket was of course only going to end in disaster. After HAL lip reads a conversation the scientists have about trying to deactivate him, shortly after all those frozen scientist eggs get straight up scrambled.
And that's exactly why I disconnected Siri.
Lucy, help me!
So there we are, 6 robots that we definitely shouldn't have trusted. For more videos like this, make sure to like and subscribe
to GameSpot, subscribe to GameSpot.
She won't stop.
Subscribe to GameSpot, subscribe to GameSpot, subscribe to GameSpot.